Alright guys, this is Jacob from Winter Me This, and in this video it's going to be being a better craps player. I think it's episode 6, it might be episode 5, but I think it's episode 6. And in this one I'm going to talk about Hail Marys, right? And why you really shouldn't do them. Okay, you really shouldn't do like Hail Mary plays. Okay, so let's say you started with $300. All right, you got your 300 and it just goes bad. Just nothing you're doing is working. Everything fails. You're getting knocked off on everything you try. And next thing you know, you find yourself at $70. All right, so you've essentially lost 3/4 of your bankroll, essentially. All right, you're like, dang, you're getting frustrated. You throw it on the field. All right, guys. Well, you only have a 44% chance to win this roll. 44% chance to win this one roll. So it's just not a good play. Not just by itself like that. All right. When you can just keep your head about yourself, and you can say, okay, well, I'm going to have to play more, a little more conservative, and I'm going to have to go try to build this back up. And so when I get like this, when I have bad spots like this, I set miniature goals. All right, so I got my 70. So then my first step is, okay, I need to get to 100. Let's see, how can I get to 100? All right, so let's say I put a $15 don't. All right, you get a point or whatever, and then now you're the favorite. This is going to be half your win of your first goal, right? If you can get there. Now, it could lose, obviously. There's the 7. All right, so now you need $15 more. All right, maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to stick it out on the dome. And you get the 5 back. All right, and so I make a small goal first. Can I go from $70 to $100? There's the 5. Okay, so we're back down to 70, but it's not terrible. We're just winning and losing. Okay, it's not terrible. You know, so this is what I do. I make a small goal first. Okay, there's a win. All right, so we're still sticking it out. And there's the 10. Okay, in this case, I might say, okay, we got the 10. I might do a little odds here because we got a little advantage. So maybe I'll put 20 in odds. You know, and there's a 6 and a 9. And an 8, and an 8, and the 7. Okay, so now I would have made my first little goal. All right, so now I'm like, okay, I got to $100 from 70. It's 110 right now, but all right. So then my next goal, okay, what can I do with that? I need to get to, let's say 150. My next goal would be 150. All right, so instead of just chunking this in the field and hoping for the best, I'm rebuilding it slowly. So, okay, got 110. So maybe you're like, okay, I'm willing to go something like 30 here, right here. So you put 30 on the dome. And you got a 6, okay? So then you're like, okay, I'm going to put the 5. And the 8 out, along with my 6. You're looking for one hit, and then you're going to pull it down. Oh, we get knocked off. But anyways, these are better. This kind of play is better than just dumping it all in the field, because less than half the time you're going to be a winner dumping it in the field. Right? At least this way, you can still play craps. You can still use your ability to play craps in your favor, all right? So here we go. This right here has a better than 50% chance of winning, all right? On a single win. Only looking for one win. Not looking to win both bets, but just to win one time, all right? Because you have 10 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose. So this is a much better play, the 6 and 8, than just dumping all your money in the field. You're going to get a couple tries at this. If you go one hit and down, over time, this is going to be more successful than this. All right, there's a 10, a 5, a 5. So that'd have been 2 field losers and 1 field winner, and a 4. So that would have been 2 and 2. So it would have just broke even, and another 4. So the field would be up 1. It's going to go like that. It's going to go back and forth, back and forth. And there's the 7. So we would have lost here. Field, I think the field is 3 and 3, or maybe 4 and 3. I'm not sure, but it's something like that. All right, but this is a much more consistent play, actually playing the game. You're just looking for 1 hit and down, and there's a field loser. So I think it's even, and it should stay very even. All right, so there's 1 hit. You got your 21. You're going to get out of the game. You don't have to take them down, but you could turn them off to the end of the roll, or whatever. All right. Say we're waiting for a 7. There's a winner on the field. But anyways, so, and also, every time you roll the dice, the field is resolved. There's an 8, one way or the other. Either it's a winner or a loser. Because it's a 1-roll bet. So that means that, where are the 7s? That means that, you know, it's not as good of a play as playing a box number. Believe it or not, guys. Believe it or not, playing 1 field bet versus, let's say, 1 6 or 8 bet. Okay, so you say you got a $20 field bet or whatever. 20. That's a bad one. Let's go 30. Because 30 is equivalent. And you got a $30 6. Okay, these bets from a probability standpoint are basically the same thing. All right, this is essentially 44 to 56, which is 4.5 to 5.5. And this right here is 6 to 7, which in the big scheme of things is basically the same thing. All right, it's basically the same ways to win, to lose. The difference is most of the winners on this are single winners. You're going to win double every now and then, but most of them are going to be single winners. Where up here, you're always going to get more money when you win. You're always going to get a plus odd payout. All right, so let's just roll this out against each other. Let's see how many. I'm going to put out the winners and losers next to it, so I'll pay it. It's $30, so let's make it easy. And I'll put out the winners and losers there. All right, so there's a 5. All right, so on the field losers, I'm going to stick them over here in the cup. See how many times they would have lost. There's a 7. All right, so they both would have lost. And there's a 7. They both would have lost. So here's all the 7s. And there's a 6. Okay, so the field would have lost. And this would win. So it's going to win 35. Okay, that's a field win. $35, but we had a quarter there, so we're up $10. Over here, we're going to lose another 30. Oops, I did it wrong. We didn't win, we're going to lose. So this is what I'm showing is that it's better because, okay, so that's a double winner. It's better because this doesn't win and lose on every roll. All right, so it's coming back now. This should roughly break even, just like this should roughly break even. And there's a 4, okay, and a 5, as you can see, the field is winning or losing every time. But the 6 is just staying there. It only does anything on the 6 and the 7. And so from a Hail Mary standpoint, it's a much better play to just play the 6 or the 8 than it is to play the field. And I know people are going to be like, well, but you got so many ways to win on the field. From a win-loss standpoint, it's actually roughly the same. All right, so we lost 30, so I'm going to put $20 there because we were up 10. I know that's probably confusing up there, but we were ahead 10. So I'm going to start putting the winnings over here. And there's a 6. Okay, so we're going to win 35. We're going to lose 20. That's going to leave us up $15. We lost on the field again. And I might have messed up some here, but it's pretty close. And there's the 8. So here the field is just not a good Hail Mary play. And I'm not saying the field isn't a good bet. It can be a very useful bet. But from the Hail Mary standpoint, it's not a good bet. It's not something you should do. If you're going to Hail Mary, just Hail Mary on the 6 or the 8, you know. If you're, right, so I'm going to get 15 and put it over here. So we just rolled a 7. If you're going to tilt like that and have that in you. All right, so there's a $30 winner. And there's a 7. Okay, so it's going to lose 30 over here. Lose 30 here. As you can see, these are all losers on the field. I don't think the field's ever been in the positive. We're going to win 35 on that 6. We'll lose 30 there. And there's the 7. Anyways, I don't think I got to show it anymore. Right? So just from a Hail Mary standpoint, guys, the field isn't a good play. If you're going to Hail Mary, as they call it. And again, guys, you know, I understand that sometimes you tilt. I have it happen to me where you just say, you know what, I'm just going to play the field. Fuck it, you know, or whatever. But the truth is there's better ways to Hail Mary. If you are going to Hail Mary, there's just better ways to do it. All right. So another one. All right. Let's see how many times a Hail Mary, same $30 Hail Mary. Let's say you had a little money for Vig. All right. Let's see how many times it works on the 8. But we're going to lay the 8. All right. So yeah, we could lose, but if we roll a 7, well, we lose on the first roll. That's nice. All right. So I know there's Vig involved, but I'm not going to worry about that. It's $1. And there's the 6. So these are just better Hail Marys. There's a 6. And there's an 11. It's just better to do it these ways, guys. There's a 7. So we're going to win 25. That's going to leave us with 5 in the deficit. A 3. A 10. And you could obviously do the 4 of the 10 if you felt more comfortable. That's fine. All I'm saying is that there is better ways to do it than throw it all in the field. Because at this point, you're a 6-5 favorite. 5 ways to lose, 6 ways to win. And you're getting almost 1-to-1 payout. And there's a 6. And there's a 5. And so this is just a better Hail Mary. If you're going to Hail Mary, this is a better Hail Mary. There's the 6 than dumping all your money in the field. There's the 4. And there's the 10. Even with this huge run of field numbers, you're still only at best a 4.5 to 5.5. You know, it doesn't ever get better than that. The field doesn't change. And so basically I'm attacking the Hail Mary on the field specifically. We are getting smoked on this 8. The 7's just disappeared on me. Wow, there's another one. Right now people are like, oh, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Oh, wow. Look at all these 8s. Ow, there's another 8. Okay, so I'm getting brutalized on this 8. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. That from a math standpoint, remember, when you throw all your money in the field, it's it. Well, the next roll is deciding whether you keep playing or whether you go home. I mean, there's just better ways to attack having a bad session than just playing all your money on one bet. It's just better ways to do it. And one of the things is I saw this yesterday when me and Larry were playing, is I saw a field Hail Mary. And it didn't work. And the guy, I don't know if the rest of the players saw it. It was on the other side of the table. That the guy dumped all his money in the field. I can't remember what he had left. Like, it was like $60 probably. Stuck it all in the field. And the roll came up like 8 or something. It was a loser, right? And he acted like he was surprised. Like, just remember, when you're throwing field bets out there, it's a negative probability bet. You have less chance to win than you have to lose. So you're going to lose those bets more often than you win them. And so, again, being that it's that way, you shouldn't use it as a Hail Mary. You should want to use something as a Hail Mary that is more chance to win, or as close to even as you can get it. You know, if you want to lay a bet, you're going to be the favorite. So that's a nice thing. But if you don't, if you want the plus odds, you know, playing the 6 or 8 from a math standpoint is basically the same as the field. But instead of one roll, you could have a bunch of rolls, you know, and you have multiple tries at it, because your only loser at that point is the 7. So again, guys, all I'm trying to show here is that from a Hail Mary standpoint, not to use the field, in my opinion. And now, I get it. It's the easiest one to just chunk your money down on and be like, you know what, whatever happens, happens, and everything. And if you do that, that's fine. I mean, it's just, I don't think you should do it. And it's my opinion that there's better ways to do that. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This is Jacob from Wager Me This, and you guys have a great day.